Greetings, Doris, and welcome to another deck report. This is season 7, week number 9, and I think it's time. I've waited and I practiced and I theorized and I teased you guys for a couple of months now. This was a project that I was working on since February, uh, right after the Forbidden Limited list took into effect. But between having to like get the cards, theorizing with it, trying to find like a right time where I was comfortable with the list, just a lot of things went to the wayside. I tried so many builds and so many different non-engines, so many different avenues. Uh, but yeah, let's get straight to it. You can see here by mix and by track maker, this is Kewl Tune. However, this is not regular Kewl Tune. This is a hybrid version. Uh, I did ask in my community tab a couple of months back whether or not I should profile Kewl Tune. I figured a regular to Kewl Tune deck was not going to be enough because uh, I just didn't feel like the deck was comfortable enough for it to be played in the current format without proper practice. I didn't want to just show you a regular profile based on just theory. I kind of just wanted to see whether or not the cards themselves were good enough. A lot of things happened since then. We did get like new cards from Blazing Dominion revealed. We did get some results from the OCG. It is currently the most best performing deck at the moment over there. Um, and a lot of cool things leading up to it. But let's get straight to the list. I'll talk about all my ratios. I'll talk about how I got to this conclusion. And I will have another video next week. That video will show you combos of this deck and this hybrid and all the theory that just went behind it, like more in depth. So we got 3 Kewl Tune mechs, 2 Kewl Tune Reco, 1 Q, 1 clip. So these are the Kewl Tune ratios. In order for these ratios to make sense, I should show you the other engines. So we got 3 Elfnote Lucina, 3 Elfnote Tania, 1 Fortuna, and 1 Elfnote Power Patron. So this is Elfnote Kewl Tune, or like at least a variation of it. This is the deck. Like, this is where the theory comes from. I wanted to find a good reason to play these two engines together. And we do have a good concrete reason. The concrete reason is Lucina and Kewl Tune mix together bridges us into our third engine. And that is the branded engine, which is 2 Fallen White, 1 Fallen of Albas, 1 Blazing Cartesia, 1 Incredible Ecclesia, 1 Dogmatica Ecclesia, and 1 Fleur de Lis that Knighted. So I wanted to play a deck that had played the branded cards, but I did not want to play pure branded, and I did not want to play Draco Tail. I felt like those two strategies within themselves are well defined, and that's not to say branded is in its pure form is not the best version. It is pretty much the best way to play the branded cards. Branded Draco Tail is like the most highest ceiling deck. It's not the most high ceiling deck, but it's the best deck in the format because of the way it plays well into everything that is around the format. Its non-engine is really strong. Its plays around non-engine are pretty strong as well. But I kind of wanted to play a high variance deck with a lot of utility options, while on the same time can play well into the non-engine that's in the format as well. And I felt like this hybrid was just perfect for me. in regular Kewl Tune, you would max out on Reco, you will max out on Q, and you would play multiple clips. But in this version of the deck, we're only playing 1 and 1. The reason why for 1Q is because this hard locks us into tuners, and you don't want to lock yourself too much, but you do want the utility out of Q because Q can do a lot of crazy things, like in it herself. Clip is just our form of interrupting our opponent with our Kewl Tune cards. It's also a wild card if you open it alongside like other cards, like for example, like Ecclesia and Cardesia, because they are tuners. You'll see that with the combo portion later on. So yeah, that's the reason for only 1 and 1. A second Reco came up for me in testing. I wanted to play only one Reco, but there were multiple games where I needed to rotate into a second Reco with the JJ Field spell, or I already exhausted one Reco and I couldn't get it back with my other cards. So there's also the possibility of banishing it with Loudness War. So yeah, just keeping an extra Reco into rotation was good enough for me. Mix is the best one in this particular version because you do bridge into Branded with Mix and an Elfnote. And that does come up way more than you think. So that's it for the Kewl Tune ratios. So for Elfnotes, you got these. The best one is Tinea. Tinea is like the better one because this plays well into cards. Yeah, and this is a lot easier to navigate through your plays. Droll is very popular right now as well, so just having your Elfnote engine go through Droll while comboing off, it's pretty good. Lucina is the next best one. Like, Lucina just adds you other cards. There are some combos that you can do with Lucina plus Reco, or Lucina plus Q as well. Like, I will showcase you those in like another video, but I kind of wanted to play Elfnote cards, but I did not want to play Fiendsmith cards. The problem with the Fiendsmith cards is like it's a little bit too fragile going second. Like, you're relying on Medius the Pure to be your main engine bridge, and the way people are playing hand traps these days, like, Medius is just not good into boards, and Medius is very weak into certain hand traps. There are times you just pass the turn if your Medius the Pure does not resolve. I kind of wanted to play this as a like 2-card combo deck, but I didn't want Medius the Pure to be my main normal summon. I wanted my main normal summon to be a Kewl Tune card instead of Medius. That's why you don't see Medius the Pure here. You could make the argument for playing Medius to just go into TG Hyper Librarian and just like exhaust your engine and level the ceiling of your deck a lot higher, but it just comes to way more vulnerability into certain hand traps like Valor, Imperm, Ogre, those kind of cards. So now that we talked about these, let's talk about the branded cards and the Dogmatica cards. So obviously Fallen is the main one. It is the best one that you want to open with. Opening with the Dogmatica cards is not that bad. This can add Fallen and the Virtuous, which is one of the main reasons I chose to play this engine. Just getting to these via your Synchro Ecclesia is like really good. And if you get into rotation all 3 engines, like, that is really, really strong. I prefer this over the Fiendsmith engine because it's just way better going second as well. You can throw your branded cards into boards and just exhaust your opponent's resources with them. But if you bridge into the branded stuff with your Kewl Tunes and your Elfnotes, like, You have so many layers of disruption from different avenues. You have a lot of follow-up as well within your engine. This you have two engines that just can outgrind your opponent properly if there is all resolving. So yeah, I really like all these engines, like the way they're meshed together. So for non-engine, we're playing 3 Veiler, 3 Ash, 2 Ghost Bells, 2 Ghost Ogres. So these are the hand traps that I chose to play. The main reason for all the Ghost Girls is they're level 3 tuners. Being level 3 tuners means that if your mix gets stopped, you can, as a contingency plan, just summon Remix and like play around your opponent with more interruptions involving Remix while also grabbing back your Ghost Girl hand traps. Veiler is the only level 1 tuner hand trap that we have in the game at the moment, and it is the most versatile one as well. So it also is a light attribute, which does come up because we do play like Albion and we play like Ragwignall. So there is a good versatility amount of plays with FF Veiler. It can also make Track Maker, which is very, very important. I opt to Ghost Ogre because Ghost Ogre is a light hand trap, but it's also a tuner level 3 monster. Also, Ghost Ogre is pretty good this format. Not good against every single deck, but against certain strategies, like for example, your opponent trying to like use their Azamina cards on you, this card is really strong. If they try to go for the Witch engine to pivot into Dark Magician of Destruction, this also gets rid of the body, so they have a harder time to bridge into the Dark Magician cards. This against Yomi is actually not that bad either. Popping a Croaky, popping like Snatchy on your own turn as well. Like, yeah. This is I don't regret this choice. I don't have to explain Bell and I don't have to explain Ash Blossom. I think these are kind of obvious. I opted to not play not that many hand traps. I felt like the engines of the decks were good enough to play through like the layers of disruption. There's not that many unfair boards this format, and if there are unfair boards, that's what the side deck is for. So I opted to just play these 10 hand traps for now, but we are supplementing it down with like a good amount of engine cards. They also functions as pseudo breakers. The first one is Synchro Overtake. So Synchro Overtake is the best card in Kewl Tune. I don't need to explain how good this card is. Like in the context of Kewl Tune, in the context of this deck and this hybrid, this card is both. It's a starter, it's an extender, and it's a breaker. It's all of them in one. Like, I've won a couple of games by just using this to summon the mix, and they let the mix resolve, and they go mix to grab Reco. Like, this is already three engine pushes or interruptions by themselves in one card, because then you go these two into RS or Remix, and then you have this to pop spell and traps, and then this to pop a monster. If you are doing this turn 1, you just summon your Remix, and then you go in your opponent's turn and turn Remix into RS, and then RS to just push you through your opponent's like plays, interrupting them. So yeah, that's pretty much another reason why I like Kewl Tune so much as an engine here. Post Blazing Dominion, this is going to get a lot stronger once we get Rotary, because it means that our Kewl Tune engine is gonna have more extra engine pushes and more extra normal summons to just play through your opponent's interactions. So this was a no-brainer for me. Another one that's really obscure, and this makes a lot of sense with all the cards that I've shown you so far, is Nadir's Servant. So Nadir's Servant is here for a particular reason. Firstly, I want to shout out Andres Torres. He has been playing this in the branded deck, and he has topped numerous regionals. He topped numerous already 2 YCSs by doing this. Nadir's Servant is really strong because it's very similar to Synchro Overtake. This is a starter, an extender, and a breaker all in one card as well. The reason this is a starter is because this can grab your Fallen of White, and you can just do all your Fallen of White plays and rotate yourselves into like the next card as interruption, which is Fallen the Virtuous. The reason this is also an extender is because this can just prepare your plays after you already started with your initial combos, and you just give yourself layers of interruptions with your different engines. And the reason this is a breaker as well is because if you grab Fallen of White with this, you are giving yourself a lot of engine pushes. One engine push that you're giving yourself is from Synchro Ecclesia by spinning back a card. Another engine push that you're giving yourself is from Ecclesia adding Fleur de Lis. And another engine push is if you send the Dragon that Devours Dogma, you can grab Fallen the Virtuous to just try to pop a card and then rotate into Albion to set your second Fallen the Virtuous. So yeah, Nadir's Servant does a really good amount of things in this deck. The extra deck lock does not really conflict that much because there are some interruptions that you can make in this deck that don't really have to be with your extra deck. You can just use your extra deck on the following turn because you do have ways to synchro summon and fusion summon on your opponent's turn with this deck properly. So yeah, I just felt like these engines or pseudo engine cards alongside the hand traps gives you 18 technically non-engine to just play through what your opponent has with your cards. So that's it for those explanations. You got JJ Kewl Tune. So JJ Kewl Tune is the only Kewl Tune card that we're playing besides the monsters. We're not playing Kewl Tune Synchro in this deck. The reason we're not playing Kewl Tune Synchro is because the tuner lock is a lock that you don't want to be stuck with. The non-entrant deck lock is the one that you care about the most. You can get tuner locked with JJ, but JJ needs to already have played the game, and you have already probably are in a position where you already established your engine or pushing through your opponent's engine before you get tuner locked. But with Kewl Tune Synchro, it's a lot harder to play under the Kewl Tune Synchro without getting tuner locked than it is with JJ. I've opened JJ a couple of times, and we're playing 20 tuners in this deck. So it's not really that hard to play the game if you open JJ and, like, say for example, like 4 hand traps. There's also a lot of combos involving this card with your Elfnote cards or your branded cards. It just bridges you into your Kewl Tune cards as well. So this was really good. And then we got the last 2 cards. It is one Welcome Home and one Rhapsodia Madness. Rhapsodia Madness is what led me to play the Elfnote cards. This is one of the best engine cards that we have on an archetype right now. And if this card did not exist, I probably would have played a version of this deck without as many Elfnote cards, or probably maybe I wouldn't have thought of this deck as much, because there's a lot of board breakers this format, and this card is really good against a lot of board breakers right now. Like It's super easy to establish yourself as synchro in this deck, like into your rotation, either it by the branded engine, the Elfnote engine, or your Kewl Tune engine. So you're almost always negating a card with this. And you'll see from the extra deck that there are some boards that you can make with these two cards that are just really scary to deal with. So that's it for the main deck. It is 43 cards. There is a particular reason for 43. The main reason is there are some engine requirements in this deck that I really don't want to draw that much. The big one is Fallen of Albas. Another one would be Fleur de Lis the Knighted. Another weird engine card that I don't want to see often is Kewl Tune Clip. These are like the biggest bricks in the deck. Every other card I think is perfectly fine, just because there's so many combinations of cards that you can make to make them work. Like, I don't mind opening Kewl Tune Q. I don't mind opening the Power Patron, especially since we're only playing one copy of it. Yeah, like, fun fact, in my testing, I opened Fallen of Albast the most. Like, this card is probably have been glued in my hand in out of the last 10 games, let's say at least 6 of them. But it is a card that really raises your ceiling, especially since we're playing a Deer Servant. Yeah. So that's it for the main deck. Extra deck, we got Trackmaker, Remix, RS, Loudness War. So these are the Kewl Tune synchros. We're only playing one of each. We are playing Zalen. We are playing the Seraphim Sterilicia, Omega, Shenyan. And then for the branded portion, we are playing Luluwa Lilith. And then these 5 fusions. And then you have your Synchro Ecclesia. Every single card in this extra deck was summoned. The card that was summoned the least was Zalen. And even then, I think Zalen is okay in this deck. Especially if you have Zalen with Elfnote Trap Set. This makes it so this combination stops almost any board breakers that your opponent has. Like bearing specific ones like anti-magic arrows and super polymerization. But even Forbidden Droplets is really easy to stop with this combination if they don't send a trap card. Because let's say, for example, they do activate Forbidden Droplets on you, you can go Chain Link or 2 or 3, flip Rhapsodia, and then just flip it, not activate the effect. And after this resolves, you can respond to Rhapsodia. So you can just activate Zalen to negate the droplet. So that is one cool play that you can do in this deck. No pun intended. So yeah. That's it for the deck. I kind of rambled a little bit talking about how the engines worked. By the time you see this recording, I am playing a case tournament this weekend. My probable next deck report is going to be the results of that tournament, as well as me showing you combos and showing you like other really cool things that you can do with this hybrid. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this deck profile. If you guys want to see more Kewl Tune stuff from me, or more stuff involving Branded or Elfnote, I will most likely be testing more stuff like this, because Blazing Dominion is around 1 month away from now. And once the new support for Kewl Tune and Elfnote arrive, I think this deck is going to change drastically in its power level. I think this deck would be not just a meta contender, but pretty much like one of the better decks that we have in the TCG for the next upcoming season. Alright, until then, keep practicing and keep dueling.